Hello, it's Jane Caldwell. Now in this video I'd like to talk about the teenage brain, and this comes straight from Dr Jill Bolte Taylor, who's a neuroanatomist who actually she's got a brilliant story herself about her own brain and researched it when she went through her own anyway, it's an amazing story. I would definitely recommend reading it or watching it on YouTube. So the main points, and this is just so we can, for anyone who is a teenager who may watch this, hopefully, or any parent or whatever of a teenager, just might give a bit more understanding as well. There's some pretty cool points in here. So apart from, there's obviously lots of major physical changes and the hormonal system's changing a lot, which creates the mood swings, la-di-da-di-da. We understand this already, don't we? In boys, we've got that testosterone, which is more, easier to become angry and aggression and things. But there is something quite interesting that people might not know yet that's about teenage boys, which that testosterone actually, and thanks human nature for this one, not, is there's testosterone receptors that actually attach to the amygdala as well within the teenage years. So of course the amygdala is the fight or flight system, like, and then we've got the testosterone and mixed together. It's like, imagine that cocktail, and that's what bless our little, teenage lads that have got to put up with within their biology going through the teenage years. So you can understand, understanding that, it makes sense, doesn't it? If you see them, maybe the anger responses, it can be blown out of proportion or whatever. So it is an important thing to know, isn't it? So the other thing she talks about, another thing, is basically through the teenage years, we're losing 50% of our synaptic connections. So we're basically losing half of our brains within the teenage years. It's a really big time for either we use it or we lose it. So but bearing in mind, I just want to say as well, put it out there, I had a really rough time as a teenager, and managed to change my brain in lots of ways, especially with this guy in the background who's Richard Bandler, the creator of NLP. The whole field of NLP is fantastic for mind processing and things, and language and everything. So I just want to say that, because I don't think it is the be all and end all either. We can't get, because that could be another issue, couldn't it? If we thought, we've got to get them, all lined up as much as possible, oh my God, or whatever. Because, all that we are is change anyway, and, we can do things later on down the line as well. But it is just important to notice that the biology is there right now, and, if we can support that more, then all the better, isn't it? So I just want to bring that point as well. So especially, the point on the testosterone connecting to the amygdala can really give us understanding on the emotions, and also this point to bear in mind, to use it more if you want to keep it more. So the other thing, two more things is, Jill Bolte Taylor also talks about the 90-second rule, bearing in mind this, extra aggression response that we might get at times with teenage boys especially. So this 90-second rule is, if there is a trigger to an emotional response that isn't so useful, especially something like anger or whatever, says allow yourself 90 seconds, because in that 90 seconds, that's when that high intensity emotional response dissipates. So that's what she suggests. The full 90 seconds is what does it to dissipate it. So, but if you are to use that technique, then also, if you are doing that, allow yourself to pull back anyway, and allow yourself to respond in a way that is more appropriate instead of reacting. And teaching our kids to do the same could be a good thing anyway. So that's that. And the other thing is remembering that whatever wires together, whatever fires together, wires together, doesn't it? In the sense of neurons. So if, you know, for whatever we and whatever, because we're talking about teens now, whatever teens are doing really well and what they love already, you know, connecting all the lovely neurons that they've already got to something where they can be better at, or where perhaps they want to be better at. If we can connect what they're doing now to what the, you know, moving them forward, if we can link those things together, then, you know, that connects the neurons in a way, and that can strengthen the improvement of what they're to become. So that's another point that I just wanted to make on this one. So, and that's all for today, just some small points on the teenage brain to give us a bit more understanding. Actually, the other thing is about that, really, there's the prefrontal cortex apparently doesn't fully come online until about 25, till we're about 25. So things like the, you know, impulsiveness, you know, not understanding fully, you know, to think, you know, and stop before you act, that kind of thing. I mean, how many times have we told that to our kids, not understanding that this is the biology? It's not supposed, they're not supposed to understand that fully yet. So we've got to be there as a guide, and an understanding guide, I think, really. And that, you know, things like understanding of consequences doesn't fully come online till later as well. And appropriateness of behaviours and things like that. So, you know, I think we've got to give our kids a break. I mean, even as teenagers, these things aren't online fully yet. Even some adults, I think, they never come online, do they? Anyway, but that's another thing. So that's it. So, you know, hopefully some more understanding on our teenagers and how we can, you know, support them even more, hopefully, going forward. And I'll see you next week.